Live from the cheap seats of Chicago, this is the Nosebleed Seats podcast, your front row pass to everything Chicago sports, from the Bulls to the Bears to the Cubs to the Hawks. If it's Chicago sports, we're talking about it, baby. Let's get this thing tipped off.
All right, welcome back. Episode 2 of the Nosebleed Seats podcast. And David, just like, it's life's good right now. I can't even lie. Life's good supporting right now.
I mean, life is great. The Bears are on a 4 game win streak. The Hawks are looking good. Hey, I don't remember the last time the Hawks have looked this good early on in the season. It's still early, but I got a lot of faith. The Bulls are starting up this week, so we'll see how they do. Cubs are in the offseason, Sox are in the offseason, and we're right in the midst of the best time of the year for sports.
Yeah, you're right. And it's just just you're saying all the other teams, man, but firstly, like I just that the Bears are making us proud right now, but in my opinion, I think it's a little bit too early to kind of, celebrate and call ourselves a good team. If that it sounds weird.
Yeah, no, I mean you're right. Like you said, we were in this situation this time last year too. We were a 4-2 team. We thought everything was gonna go great, and then we lost 10 straight, which was fucking terrible for the rest of the year. And then we beat Green Bay at the end of the year. Hopefully, and I truly do believe this year's gonna be a lot different. This 4-2 feels a lot better than 4-2 last year did. Last year we beat a lot of shitty teams, and then this year we beat the Cowboys, and we've beaten some not great teams, but we've played good team football, and this team looks a lot different at this point in the year than it did last year.
No, yeah, and it does feel different in a sense. And I mean, even I was listening to the what's it with the press between Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson. It's a lot more calmer feeling than last year when we were they were talking. And I mean, the thing is though, because we beat in our run of 4 games, we beat the most challenging opponent. I thought was the Commanders, even though Dallas just beat them. So could make a case for Dallas, but at the time Dallas wasn't clicking. But the Commanders was probably the most challenging. They're in a little bit of a rut right now. And then we beat a Cowboys team that was down. Great game by Caleb there, and we beat the Saints, which I mean, sorry, they're 1-5. What are they, 1-5 right now, or they're 1-6?
I believe 1-5. It might be 1-6, I believe.
Yeah,
But
no,
either way, I get your point. And the thing is, especially, I didn't mean to cut you off, but uh, like you said, the Commanders game we thought going into was going to be the most challenging. If it weren't for the referees, that would have been probably one of the most dominating wins we've had over a good team. Evidently, it didn't go that way. It was a lot bit of a closer game, but a win nonetheless. And like you said, our most dominating win was over Dallas, and everyone thought, well, Dallas is going to be terrible the rest of the year. They've looked competitive all throughout. We're the only team to blow them out. I mean, they tied with Green Bay. They beat Washington. I don't know how long Jane Daniels is now going to be out. But I mean, the Bears are winning games. It doesn't matter how you win, it's just that you win. And we're going to get into it in a little bit here. But I mean, just to recap the Bears Saints game, this was a game where, and I believe I said it last week. If I didn't, I thought Caleb Williams was just going to go off. I thought this was going to be the game. Everything starts to click on offense. We start to see a little bit more trickery, and it wasn't that. But I mean, let's get into what worked. I mean, in the run game, it looked phenomenal. I mean, this was a team early on in the year, we couldn't run the ball to save our lives. We were thinking about getting a new running back. The old line needs to get fixed, everything. Past 2 weeks, we're running the ball great. And I mean, and a big part of that is DeAndre Swift. I feel like he knew what was going on in the media being talked about him, that he needed to run the ball better and just be more powerful, be more incisive with his runs. But I think I truly do believe DeAndre Swift's starting to cook in this offense. He's starting to click more. He's starting to read the holes a lot better with his offensive line. And then I'm gonna mess up his name so bad, so I apologize. Kyle Magnolia, I believe. Magnolia, I whatever his name is. The dude's a dog. I'm just gonna say that right now. The dude would run through a brick wall and still go another 4 or 5 yards, it seems. But he had a good day, 90 plus rushing yards, his first career rushing touchdown, so that was huge. The Bears had over 200 yards on the ground. I mean, and that goes to both the offensive line as Pilot eats his fry, but it goes to both the offensive line and the running game as well. And I think a big thing, and maybe it was just me, I don't know if you saw it too, but the rain had a big effect on that game. And I mean, we've said for years, many fans have said that Soldier Field grass is not that great. They've done a lot better job in the most recent years, but when it rains like that, even if you have it covered, that's a hard thing to play on. So I think the rain definitely affected what Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams wanted to do, passing wise. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, no, I saw that, and I remember going back to that Commanders game, and the press conference Ben Johnson said, and he was like, for that game, he was like, I hope it rains. I have a game plan for it. And that's just, it's kind of exciting, like, as a fan, like hearing that, like, okay, you have a plan for any situation we're in. And yeah, I guess, the throwing game wasn't working for with the rain. I mean, it does make it tough. You have to, hold on to the ball there, the finishing the throw. The,
Exactly.
the,
Yeah.
the rain, and, it doesn't help when you're slipping and then your receivers are slipping as well. Literally, like, it looked like a slip and slide out there at Soldier Field. So, but going back to it, I mean, the run game is great. Swift looks like he's coming back, and there's the rumors about can we bring in Brees Hall? Can we bring in a running back? I don't want him anymore personally. We
Yeah.
don't we don't need him.
I don't need another running back. I mean, this running back duo, you saw Roshan Johnson get a couple touches in the game, so they're starting to work that in. But I think this Bears running game is finally starting to come together. And like we said, Caleb didn't have his best passing performance. This might be one of his worst. 160 plus yards, I think a 162 and threw a pick. He didn't have the type of game he wants to the air, and he admitted it in the post-game press conference, and Ben Johnson did too. Said there's things we have to do to get better. Every day we're going to get better, and that's a key thing. And I saw everyone on Twitter and just talking to people how they're freaking out that Caleb Williams still can't figure out this passing game. Listen, there are going to be times every game you need every aspect of football to win. You don't just need one. You need the defense to be on lock. You need the offensive line to be clicking. You need the pass game to be working. You need the run game to be working.
I mean, you
It's
said
not just sorry.
sorry.
It's not just no. You're good. It's not just one aspect of the game that's going to win you the game. And the defense was huge. 4 turnovers. They're tied for first with Jacksonville for the most turnovers in the league. I think this defense and with Dennis Allen starting to come together. I would like to get another piece on defense, maybe an edge rusher, maybe a D tackle to get some more pressure on the quarterback. But this defense is really starting to force these turnovers. And I hate to say it, but it's kind of reminding me of that 2018 Bears team where they every week was a new turnover they were getting and they're finding a creative way to get the ball back.
You're saying it. You're saying it. That's the thing I've been seeing all over Instagram. Everyone's saying that looks like the 2018 Bears, and I this from so I'm gonna start. Let's start slowly. Let's start with the defense, right? Dude, they were cooking. I mean, it is so great to see, but how much longer can we go where we have 3 takeaways a game? I mean, your next game, you have Lamar Jackson who's coming back, who's angry about the start to the Ravens. Can they do the same thing there? And just, it's great that we have a great defense, and defense wins you championships, so they're doing their thing. And like I said, I agree with you on I would love to get just another person to rush the quarterback. I mean, I saw there's a tweet. I don't know. You liked it too, I think, where they were talking about Max Crosby, and I'm like, imagine a world where we got Max Crosby.
I mean, it would be amazing. I mean, as of today, it kind of looks like he might be the Vegas might be trading him to Dallas. So I mean, like I said, it's still early on. I think we have another week or two before the trade deadline. So let's see where we can go with these things. But I mean, this defense has been dominant. It started off slow. It took a couple. We said this. It's going to be a while for everything to gel together, and I think it's really starting to gel together now. Like you said, this is a huge test this week against Baltimore in Baltimore. Another tough place to play. Question is now: is Lamar Jackson going to play? He didn't practice yesterday. I don't believe he practiced today. If the Bears can get lucky, and that's what the media is going to say, the Bears got lucky. They didn't have to face Lamar Jackson. But if the Bears can not have to face Lamar Jackson and not have to worry about his option game, I think this is going to be a big win for the Bears. And if Lamar does play, this is going to be a great test of what this defense can do against an MVP caliber quarterback, a playoff team last year, which should more than likely be a playoff team this year, hopefully. It's going to be a real test. I truly do believe it's going to be a real big test, and it's going to be an important test too. So We'll see what the Bears can do. I think personally the Bears are going to walk away with a win this Sunday, no matter who's taking snaps at quarterback, whether it's Cooper Rush or it's Lamar Jackson.
Do you think this is kind of the game? If Lamar doesn't play, is this the game where the Bears go from, okay, you guys can beat the shitty teams, to, okay, now they're a team that I think can make the playoffs and do good in the playoffs?
See, now that's the problem is that this is, again, it's a 1-5 Baltimore team. We know what this Baltimore team is capable of. They've had a tough road in the beginning. I mean, these are tough games for them to play, and especially with Lamar out, they have not looked great at all. So you could tell it's a team that needs their starting quarterback. On the other hand, though, you've faced the teams that are ahead of you. It, like the movie, any given Sunday, anything can happen. So I think it's important for us to realize, and Bears fans and just fans of football in general, this is still a playoff caliber team. They have a deep enough roster. Evidently, they need their starting quarterback to play that runs obviously the playbook better. It's designed for him. So it's why it's kind of harder to get Cooper Rush and everything else going. But also, here's the thing. I've been saying it a lot, but that run game is dominant. You have Derrick Henry, you have Lamar. Once you take Lamar out of the factor, it's just Derrick Henry. Yes, they can still throw the ball a little bit, but that's not what that offense is designed to do. It's designed and built around Lamar, which is what Ben Johnson's trying to do around Caleb, working with what Caleb's strengths are, what his weaknesses are. But if the Bears can pull out a win Sunday, put you at 5-2, you've won five straight. I think at that point the Bears start getting a little more positive in the national media, especially in sports media. But this, like you said, it's going to be a real test this week. This game, I won't say determines how the Bears' future looks, but if we can pull out a win here, you've already matched your win total from last year at this point. It's 8 weeks in, so I think the Bears are going to pull out a win, and I think this game will not be the deciding factor, but will help be the deciding factor in later weeks of what this Bears team is going to look like for the rest of the season.
Okay, and I mean, we're gonna talk about Chicago being a good team again. The All right, I have to apologize, or I don't even know if I want to apologize. You know, we were talking about our prediction of the Blackhawks last episode, and I said they're not gonna win. They're not gonna do anything.
I was waiting for you to eat your words on that comment this week. I was waiting for it.
And we were talking about who was Connor Bedard's Robin, and I think we found a guy. I think we found him in Nazar. I think he is his grittiness, his grittiness, whatever, his grit,
I think grittiness is the word.
his grit. Great. I love seeing him play. And I mean, the goal he scored, I think it was against the Ducks, and his run through, he literally had a skate on the back of his neck, dribble, like still got it through. The pass, shot missed, and then he just, insane hand-eye coordination, got in. But off of that, the Blackhawks are fun again to watch.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a fun team. Obviously, I'm not paying whatever it is for the Chicago Sports Network, whatever the fuck they're asking for, which we'll get into that later in this episode. But being able where I'm at for work, I'm able to watch all these games for free, obviously. So it's been a great thing. And the one thing I want to say, there's a couple things, but one of the main things I want to say is God, do I love Chicago hockey fans. I mean, my TikTok the past couple of days has just been nothing but Hawks fans reacting to wins and celebrating. And I heard from a friend that was at the United Center for the Anaheim Ducks game. He said, I have not heard this place that loud in a while. He goes, there's been a few times after the dynasty that I've heard it. He goes, what was Kane's, I think it was his last home game, which me and him were at together. That was a rocking crowd. He says, this is a crowd that wants to see winning hockey again in Chicago. And we've been dying for winning hockey again in Chicago. And I think a key piece to that, and I hope he's a Hawk for the next 10 years, is Knight. Spencer Knight, I love him to death. It is the first time, uh, I want to say probably the first time since Crawford that I've had confidence in a goalie. And for the first time in forever, other Hawks fans will know, this is the first time I think ever I've never had to yell at a goalie to stay in the goddamn fucking net. My whole childhood, I had to hear my dad say it, my uncle say it, my aunts, everybody, and I had to say it. Why are you leaving the net? And Spencer Knight has done a terrific job. And I mean, I think that was a great piece, great trade we did with Florida. They give him jet we yeah. You got Seth Jones. That's great for you. You won the Stanley Cup. Great for you. Happy you did it. We got Spencer Knight, and I think that's a core building piece. You need the defense, and he is I think one of the best goalies right now in our conference.
Yeah, he's so underrated, and no one is talking about him in the NHL for how good he is. And you're talking about that Jones, like Seth Jones. He's a great defenseman. Don't get me wrong, but we didn't need him right now. We're not a win now team, and we got a goaltender for the future. He's 24 years of age. Can we get that into our heads right now? He's 24, balling like this. You have the rest of the. We have a future, and it's so exciting. And now the top players are gonna see how good they're playing this young squad, and people are gonna want to come to Chicago, and they're gonna have another market again.
Yeah, I mean, this like you said, this is a very young team, and to see them playing at this competitive of a level at this young of an age is great. I think, and I've said this for a while, I think the one thing we need is you need some sort of veteran presence. I would have loved, and I'm so happy for him. He was my childhood and probably yours too. For the first time in 2.5 years, Jonathan Tays has scored a goal. And I mean, that was great for me to see. I've loved the guy. I really wish the Hawks would have brought him back. I know he didn't want to come back to Chicago, but Jonathan Tays, open letter to you, open letter to Patrick Kane, come back home. You guys need to retire as Blackhawks. I mean, you were the city. You were the reason people were watching Chicago Blackhawks hockey. So there's no question in that. But I truly believe that this season is going to be special. I said it last week. For watching this week's past games, I truly do think this team is going to be special. It's going to be a memorable 100th season for the Blackhawks. Uh, the one thing I'm going to comment on it because I saw leaks of it. Uh, you have the Bedard jersey hanging in the background, the white one. I have a white one. I have a red one. The one hockey Blackhawks jersey I think everyone would love to see is I want to see a black Blackhawks jersey again. Bring back the black alternate. I think there's a leak that they're maybe potentially going to come out this year, if not next year for sure. But I mean, that is when I think badass Blackhawks, I think the black jerseys.
Dude, don't even get me started. Those are so clean. I love it
I
when they pull
mean,
out the black.
it might be one of the cleanest uniforms in Chicago sports history, and if not NHL history.
Oh,
There's
uh,
some there's some ones better than it, but it's up there for one of the most clean jerseys.
yeah, no, 100%. And I'd love that. And I mean, but going back to the Blackhawks play quickly, you know what? I had a worry before the Ducks game against the Boston Bruins. They lost in overtime. Against the Canucks, they lost in a shootout. And I was like, is this a team like we can tie teams, but now we're going into OT? Can we like win games in OT? And finally, we got a win. Very happy about that. And it's just that was relieving for me. Like, so we're going back to good Blackhawks. They're not going to be great yet. They're going to be, I think they're still going to be towards the bottom, but much higher than last place. I
I think the main, yeah, I agree with you. I don't mean to cut you off, but I think the main thing we want to see as Blackhawks fans is we want to see that competitiveness again. Whether you win or lose, yes, at the end of the day, we want the Hawks to do good. I don't think this is a playoff caliber team. Maybe they could sneak into the wild card and shock everybody, and that'd be fantastic. But as long as they show competitiveness, and I think, and I love this, Bedard is just a fucking bully out there, man. This kid, and I call him a kid because he's younger than me and you, which
oh
makes me realize what am I
my,
doing
oh
at my age
my.
that I'm not doing fucking something with my life. This kid can't even drink in Chicago yet, and he's already fucking a baller. I'm gonna put it out in the universe. I doubt he's ever gonna see this, but Connor Bedard, let me buy you your first drink, buddy. It'll be on me anytime, anywhere. Hit up the Instagram, hit up the Twitter, whatever. I'll buy you a drink, and I'd love to, and I'd be honored to. But yeah, this like I said, they're making Chicago hockey exciting again. Problem is, it's hard to fucking watch Reinsdorf. Thanks for the network. I did.
I get you. I get you. It's bro. It's so pricey. At least.
I'm trying not to get into it right now because we're gonna get into it later.
All right. All right. All right. So, and talking about wild card and playoffs. It's about some college football. And David, I know, bro, how happy you are over your fighting Irish.
I don't have the hat next to me. I don't have the banner, but I have one of my favorite Irish tight ends to watch, Cole Kmet. Here's the thing. I'm gonna go into a bit of a rant here, so sorry. I'm gonna apologize in advance.
I'm gonna eat my burger
But
while you do that then.
you're all good. Eat your food, brother. But listen, I have been a fan of Notre Dame since I was a little kid. I mean, I've loved the University of Notre Dame. Anybody that has known me forever has knows this. This Notre Dame USC rivalry is one of my favorite rivalries in college football. It was always my favorite game to watch. I mean, I remember watching the push with Reggie Bush. That was a terrible game to watch. I was so young, but I remember it. I remember Notre Dame getting killed by Caleb Williams when he was with USC. I remember a lot of heartbreak, but I remember a lot of moments. And this game might go down as one of my favorite Notre Dame games I've ever watched in my life. And I've watched a lot of good ones. And I think the reason it sticks with me so much is this could potentially have been the last matchup between Notre Dame and USC. USC and Lincoln Riley not really wanting to play Notre Dame. I mean, I forget what the quote Lincoln Riley had said was, but he was talking about how they already play in the Big Ten. I mean, it's hard for them. I mean, especially to have to go into South Bend late in the year because they alternate a year. One year it's in South Bend, the other it's in California. So it's hard for them to play in the winter that late. And here's my note to Lincoln Riley. This is the one of the most influential rivalries of all time in college football. You play this game no matter what has to happen. And I truly think, Pilot, I don't know if you're watching the game, you're walking around. If you can't hear me, that's fine. But I have notes here, so I'm going to kind of read them off here. Penalties are killing Notre Dame. This is stuff you got to fix. It's common in football, but it was killing us Saturday, at least to me. CJ Carr, not a great game. He fixed it later in the second half, and I thought he played good. He realized what he had to fix his mistakes. I thought that was I really thought that game was going to be a shootout. The way it was going, I thought that was going to be a game. It's like 48-41 or something. Notre Dame got the win, obviously, so I'm happy. Secondary was getting killed early on, man, and it did not look good. I thought this is not going to end well. It's going to be a long game. It's going to be a lot of stressing. But I mean, some key things that happened. Christian Gray had a huge interception with 148 left in the third. That was a great play. Uh, they had another interception to win the game at the end of the game. They had the Malachi Lemon fumble. Another like just these are big plays that the Notre Dame defense has stepped up to make late on the season. Early on in the season, they weren't doing it, and now this is a secondary and a defense that I would be scared to face if I was a college football team. Uh, Going into what I think is going to win and be competitive for Notre Dame and be great for Notre Dame this year is Jeremiah Love and Jaden Price. The two, and I truly believe this. People can yell at me in the comments, whatever. You can DM me on Twitter and call me and tell me I'm a fucking idiot, but this is the best running back duo in college football right fucking now.
No, it's not a debate.
I
It's
mean,
not a debate. I'm
it,
sorry.
it,
It's
it,
not a debate.
it's not a debate, but people are going to want to debate it anyway. But I mean, Price returns 100-yard kickoff return in the third quarter. I mean, that sparks a team. And Jeremiah Love had what, in my opinion, and obviously in Notre Dame's, is I had in the he had the top he had the number 5 rushing game in school history with 228 rushing yards. That's one man that had 200 almost 228 rushing yards. One of the greatest rushing performances for a Notre Dame running back I have ever seen in my lifetime. But then this game in general is definitely top 5 Notre Dame USC matchups of my lifetime that I have seen. And it's sad to see that this might be the last Notre Dame USC matchup. I hope it's not. They have a shot. It could potentially meet in the playoffs. That would be amazing. But if not, and this is the last ride, fight on Notre Dame. And this is to USC all day, every day. Pilot, I don't remember if you were at Ridgewood at this point in time, but at one point USC was playing South Bend on a Saturday night,
Hmm.
and the USC were you here for this when the USC marching band was playing on the football field? I think you
No.
might have come the next. I think okay, so it was my sophomore year, so it was the next year you came, but USC marching band. was playing on our field, and we all like got out of like class to go watch them or whatever. And I vividly remember that someone has a picture of it. I don't know if I do, but someone has to have a picture of me giving double birds to the USC crowd. I had a Notre Dame sweater on. I think I had a hat probably more than likely, knowing me. But I mean, and I got shit for it. Teachers, oh, this is USC. Like they're taking their time. I don't give a fuck. Fuck USC. It's Notre Dame to the day I die. Touchdown Jesus, Golden Domers. Let's go Irish.
Yeah, I know, I
But
know, I know not to mess with your fighting Irish, David.
uh
I
it,
know that
it
I don't even have to be there that year, and then you told me USC, man. I knew I was coming, knowing
yeah.
you.
But switching over to just college football in general, Northwestern with a huge way. This is a big year. I mean, 19 to nothing. Yes, it's a win over Purdue. You shut out Purdue. Your last game at home on what is a temporary stadium. And I said it on Twitter, Pilot. I think you liked it or may have
Ryan Field.
retweeted it. Their temporary one. The temporary field where they're playing right off the lake.
Ryan Field.
That's their last.
Isn't that
Yeah,
not?
but it's not called Ryan Field. That's the temporary stadium while they're building
All right.
the new Ryan Field. It's probably called Ryan Field. I don't know what it's called, but
Let me go through your
I
X.
was very sad to see that that is the last home game that Northwestern's going to be playing there. Happy that it was a 19 to nothing win. Northwestern's sitting at 5-2. This is in.
Oh,
I
sorry, sorry,
put it
sorry,
in
sorry,
the.
sorry, sorry. I'm gonna cut you off.
You're
Temporary
good.
Martin Stadium.
Okay, that's what it is. It's where I believe their soccer team either practices or
Oh, dude,
plays.
yeah. And for I mean, I hope this reaches our, in the city. I mean, if you're not from Chicago, that is the like that was I'm a soccer player. That was my dream field growing up. I want to play in the most beautiful field. Like I think like oh my gosh, right next to Lake Michigan and oh,
Oh, it's a great view, and I mean, we've been on Northwestern's campus a lot,
oh yeah.
and we've walked down there before. It's a beautiful view. So I'm kind of sad that Northwestern's not playing there anymore. They have two more home games. They're playing at Wrigley Field. I mean, that's going to be a great environment. I'm going to try to go at least one of them. They're playing Michigan and Minnesota as their last two home games at Wrigley. Those Michigan tickets are way too expensive. I mean, they're not terrible, but I'd rather go to the Minnesota game and have fun. But I mean, Northwestern sitting at 5-2. This is not something I expected from Northwestern. I really thought Northwestern maybe would reach 4 wins, 5 wins total on the year. They're 5-2, and they're not ranked. I mean, I don't understand what is going on in this AP Top 25 poll. Because when Notre Dame was 0-2, I didn't think they were going to be ranked. I thought Notre Dame's done. They're not going to be ranked. Maybe we'll jump in the top 25 when we go 3-2 or if we go 4-2. But Northwestern to not be ranked, and I believe if I'm correct, I'm going to look it up right now, but I believe Northwestern is tied for third in the Big Ten standings.
With
I believe
Nebraska.
it might be Nebraska. Let me
No,
check too.
they're tied. Yeah, so they have the same record as Oregon, USC, and Iowa,
Yeah,
and
and so
Michigan and Minnesota and UCLA.
okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, so they are yeah. The only three teams ahead of them is 6-1 Oregon, which is ranked number 6, 7-0 Ohio State, who's number 1 in the country, and 7-0 Indiana, who's number 2 in the country.
Wow.
If I mean, here's the thing. I don't know what the odds are them getting into the Big Ten title game again, but I'd like to see them in the Big Ten title game. If they have to face Ohio State, I don't think it's going to be a close game. But I think Northwestern's on the right track, especially after that whole Pat Fitzgerald scandal. This is where you start to build. This is how you start getting recruits back. And I mean, Northwestern's whole thing, they are Chicago's Big Ten school. That should be a selling point for them. But I truly don't understand how the AP poll is not ranking Northwestern. If they win this week, if they're not ranked after this week and they win, there is going to be a huge, and I mean fucking massive rant come next week on this fucking
I
podcast.
mean, the point that respectfully, they're from the same state, but the Illinois, Fighting Illinois, are ranked and Northwestern's not, and it's just gonna come down to that Nebraska game coming up that will get them into their first ranking because it is kind of weird that they're not in the rankings yet. Because if you remember last year, remember who made the ranking after one big win? It was NIU who beat Notre Dame, and they were in the
Yeah, and
top 25 last year.
Yeah, I mean, and I understood it. I obviously I watched that game. I understood why they ranked NIU. But I mean, at this point this year, you're not ranking Northwestern. I mean, just looking at the top 25 for this year, I don't see. I think they should be at 25, anywhere from 25 to 22. And from 25 to 22, it's Michigan at 5-2, Arizona State at 5-2, Illinois at 5-2, Texas at 5-2, Cincinnati at 6-1, and then LSU at 5-2, who is ranked 20. Now I'm gonna go to Texas. Why the fuck is Texas still ranked? I'm sorry. Yes, they're having a bounce, but they're not making the fucking playoffs. I'm sorry, but Texas is not making the fucking playoffs. Not that I think Northwestern's gonna either, but you're telling me you're gonna rank a 5-2 Texas team that was a potential national championship matchup. You're gonna rank them over fucking North. This is insane.
It's the
And
name.
like you said, maybe this week's win, if they win this week, which hopefully they should, this will put them in the top 25. And if it doesn't, like I said, there's going to be at least a 15, 20-minute fucking rant next week about this. So
I
let's
mean,
just keep it at that.
you're not wrong, and it's if Northwestern keeps on getting those upsets. If we're in college football right now, and we're talking about the state of Illinois, so don't count Notre Dame because I know we know there's a lot of Notre Dame fans
Yeah.
in the city. Who is I'll say Illinois team. I won't say. I mean, you can mainly say Chicago's team in college football. Is it Illinois or is it Northwestern right now in this moment?
I think in this moment it's still Illinois. I think just because they had so much big hopes going into the season that it's still Illinois. But it should be Northwestern. And that's how Northwestern markets itself. And I think it's a great marketing strategy as we're Chicago's primary and only Big 10 school. And that's a huge selling point. And I think this year it's going to be a big selling point in getting recruits and rebuilding that program, is like I've said all throughout the segment so far. But I mean, I was just oh, this is what I was gonna say. I'm sorry. I was looking at tickets today, just looking at what college games I could potentially go to this season because it's starting to get a little bit towards the end of it. Looking at maybe Notre Dame, Syracuse. I'm like, it could be a good game. I think the one game, and I'm gonna try to go. I think me and the old man are gonna try and go. Is we're gonna go see. I think we're gonna try and go see, if not for sure, go see Northwestern play Illinois in Illinois.
Boy,
Last game of the season. They're pretty cheap tickets. I mean, and we're sitting damn near close. I think me and the old man are gonna make that drive to Champaign and watch it. I mean, it's gonna be a tough game for me. I mean, people crap on me all the time. I support three college teams.
it's
It's
fair.
Illinois. It's Illinois. It's Tennessee. It's Notre Dame. That's gonna be a great game. I might just be going to not even root for anybody, just to watch a great football game, which I haven't done in forever. So that's gonna be real exciting.
And
But
sorry, I'm gonna cut
oh,
you, not cut you off
no, go
here.
ahead.
And
Go
this
ahead.
is gonna go into your saying because that's the last game of the season for them, if I'm not wrong, right?
Yes, it is. It's what college football considers the rivalry week. So it's a lot of
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
rivals facing off. So like Tennessee, Vanderbilt, Alabama, Auburn, and the Iron Bowl, the game between Michigan and Ohio State. So yeah, so Northwestern Illinois will
Yeah.
be the last game of the season for both of them.
So let's talk. We're gonna. I feel like we're gonna keep on talking about this until end of the season because things change. All right. Well, let's stick just really specific here. Does Notre Dame you still believe make the playoffs or no?
I think you have to. I mean, at 10-2, they have to win out. You cannot lose another game. 10-2, Notre Dame wins out. They make the playoffs as maybe as the 11th or the 12th seed. And I hate, and people are gonna hate on me. You Notre Dame supporters, they need to join a. No, they don't. They don't need to join a conference. Basically, when you expand it to 12 teams, that almost guarantees Notre Dame a spot in the playoffs if they lose 1 to 2 games a year. The question now is going to be is what happens with Vanderbilt. If Vanderbilt loses another game, do you keep them in the playoffs if they're a good team? Right now, Notre Dame's sitting at 12. I don't think they're going to go any higher unless there's huge fucking changes. I don't see Notre Dame going any higher than maybe 10 in the regular season, and then when the playoff seeding comes out, maybe going in the 11th or the 12th seed. That's as high
Wow.
as I could see them going. But
Really?
I do think Notre Dame makes the playoffs. I do think maybe they don't host a playoff game this year. Maybe they go on the road for a playoff game, depending on again how the seeding looks. But I think Northwestern is right on the bubble, maybe a little bit under the bubble of making the playoffs. They have to win out. Northwestern has to win out. You
Wow.
can't lose another game. If you lose another game, you're not making the playoffs. I'm sorry, simple as that. Illinois, same thing. I think Illinois is in the bubble of making the playoffs right now. They're ranked 23, but I think at the end of the year, both Illinois going into that last game of the year for Illinois and Northwestern, that matchup, they're both gonna they should, and unless something severe happens, they both should be ranked going into that game.
Yeah, they
But I
should.
mean,
I mean, that's just a crazy take. I'm sorry. Northwestern Illinois, any. I'm sorry. I don't see any of those two teams making. I mean, Illinois not a. They don't play any ranked opponents. I mean, they
that's
play.
the problem. That's the problem. And I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I don't think I think Illinois is like as of right now, right on that bubble. They need to win out, and they need a lot of shit to happen to make the playoffs. I think Northwestern's in a lot better scenario right now actually to make the playoffs. I think they're on, even though they're on the outside of that bubble. I think, I mean, realistically, Oregon loses. Indiana's at some point going to lose a game because there's no way. And I'm sorry, Indiana's a great team this year. I don't know what the fuck's going on. They're 7-0. They're number 2 in the country. Uh, I do believe Illinois. Indiana's going to lose a game at some point in the next upcoming weeks, so that
Wow.
drops them below Northwestern. The Big Ten has gotten very interesting this year. This might be one of the more interesting years for the Big Ten I've seen in a while, where it's not the same players.
Wow.
But I mean,
Indiana losing is a crazy take. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna.
I mean that's fine. I mean, I saw what Indiana did against Notre Dame in the playoffs. I'm still basing it off that team. And I mean, here,
I mean,
let me see the
but
rest of the
this is
schedule.
a new team. I'm sorry, Indiana this year is just a new team, man. I mean, if you were to ask me last year, I'm like, they're not beating any top ranked opponents. Look, I mean, they gave Michigan State, they gave Oregon, they beat them by 10. 10 isn't any luck in the
Yeah.
final minutes. And I mean,
I mean, here's the thing. I looking at their schedule and who they have left, there's no real competitive games left. It's UCLA, which I could see a potential upside. I think
oh,
UCLA has been playing a lot better than they have at the beginning of the year. It's UCLA, Maryland, Penn State, Wisconsin, and then Purdue. So Indiana has a good shot at winning out and going undefeated. And I think if they make the Big Ten title game against Ohio State and they lose, they'll still be in the playoffs. So, like I said, they're going to have a loss at some point. Either it's going to be before the Big Ten title game and it's going to knock them out of the Big Ten title game picture, or they're going to lose in the Big Ten title game. One of the two is going to happen.
all right.
But I mean, switching over from uh, college football and stuff, let's kind of talk about the NBA. I mean, opening night for the NBA. Can I just say this? I'm kind of happy it's not on TNT anymore. I'm kind of happy it's on NBC. Now, obviously, me and you didn't grow up with NBA and NBC intro, but hearing it, and I've watched the intro to the Rockets OKC game, and I like it. I truly believe NBA on NBC is going to be a lot more interesting this year. But
I all right, all right.
what you think it's going to be good?
No, well, as long as we keep, because what's it? You have what are they called? With Ernie
And
inside.
inside the NBA.
That's on
So
Amazon, isn't it? Or is it on NBC?
no, it's on ESPN.
ESPN. Okay.
It's on ESPN. So
I love it like that with them. That's the main thing.
yeah, so they're still on ESPN. So I'll be watching ESPN games, obviously, to watch them. But I mean, this is the one Chicago team I feel like is just going to be a huge disappointment for me this
All
year.
right, there we go. And
And
I don't disagree.
it's and the reason I say this is because look, I grew up watching Derrick Rose. I know people are going to get tired of hearing me, especially this whole episode rattle, but and I grew up watching Derrick Rose, Joakim. I grew up watching competitive Bulls teams. Now in my later years, I've watched Bulls teams that just are fucking god awful. And the past couple years, well, we'll make the play-in game, but we'll lose in the second
No.
round. But we were competitive. We made the playoffs. Listen, Bulls need a fucking tank. I mean, people have been calling it. I listen. I don't know. I don't follow basketball that much. I'm mainly a football guy, maybe a little bit of baseball and hockey. I love basketball. I love watching it. I love playing pickup games. I just don't follow it as much. But I will say this: if you're gutting the team, there's maybe one to three people I'm keeping on this team. I'm keeping Kobe White. There's no question I'm keeping Kobe White. I'm keeping Josh Giddey. And maybe two people. That's about it. I mean, I
Oh,
can't.
hold up.
Who am I
Okay,
for?
no, no, now we're
Who
getting
am I
into it.
forgetting? Who
I
am I
love the
forgetting? Who
Bulls.
am I
If we're talking
forgetting?
about my most knowledge in any sport watching, other than so number one is the NBA in Chicago. The number one guy I'm keeping is Matas Buzelis, the
Okay, that's who I thought.
sophomore.
I forgot about Buzelis. Okay,
Bro,
so
he
I'm keeping
is gonna
Buzelis.
be an all-star, and that is my hot take about him. His jump this year, by watching him in preseason, seeing his highlights, he's gonna be nasty. He's gonna be so nasty. I agree with Josh Giddey. And here's the thing: Kobe White, I could give him up. And
See, I
people
would
might
give
think I'm
him up.
crazy, but we could get some decent things for him, and we could get the rebuild going with Josh Giddey, Matas Buzelis.
See, I don't think you're crazy for giving him up. Sorry, excuse me, but the question is, what are you gonna get? What are you gonna get in return? This is the thing. The Bulls are refusing. Why Reinsdorf fucking refuses to do this, I don't fucking understand. Tank, gut the whole team, keep maybe two to three players, like I said, keep Uzelis, keep Giddy, maybe keep White, unless you get something fucking fantastic form at the deadline or something, and you can get a couple first round picks or a first round pick or two, and then trade them.
Well, you see where
But
we went wrong was it's the contracts. Why are we giving Patrick Williams any money? First of all, this man is a a bust, and
it,
I notice I'm very harsh now on players. He's a bust. He was the
yeah,
number what was he the fourth?
I refuse to remember that draft because I don't. You might have been in the same room. We were all at a buddy's house watching this, and I audibly remember. Were you there for this? I
No,
know Patrick was.
weren't we
We
at
all
weren't we at yeah, I think we are all together. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, we were at what's his name's house, but we were all sitting together and we heard him get drafted. We are like, who the fuck is this dude? Like nobody knew who the fuck he was. I was like, why the fuck are like? And just look at the people drafted after him. I
Oh,
Here's the thing. This is it's gonna be a tough season to watch. This is one of the few reasons I'm happy I don't have to fucking watch the Bulls because they're not going to be on prime time. So I'm not going to be able to watch them. I don't have to suffer in watching this. I just have to look at highlights on Twitter, voice my opinion or two, and that's fucking it. So I, I'm going to put it like this: make the season interesting. Do something. Make a trade. Uh, have a player come out and say my head coach, my GM, and my owner are fucking idiots. It's something interesting to keep me be like, okay, this is funny. I just need interesting and entertainment from the Chicago Bulls this
yeah,
season,
because
and then
we
I'll
don't need
consider
another
that over.
play-in. We don't need another play-in,
No,
and I'm sick of it.
and
And
here's
I'm
the thing:
sick of it because we don't get good picks because we're not terrible. We're not great. We're just the
yeah,
team that
we're
gets
middle of the pack.
literally, and it's the worst. It is genuinely
What?
the worst spot to
So,
be in.
can I ask what the fuck is going on in the background of your fucking thing?
It's my slippers.
Did No, did that not just show up for you? I don't know if it's gonna show up on video, but it showed up for me like a little while ago. There was a thumbs up like bubble up by your head, and then just now there were fireworks going off behind you. So I thought you were doing it on purpose. was like I was like, how the fuck is he doing that? That might I don't know if it's gonna show up in the video, but if it
I
does,
wonder if it is. I wonder if it is too.
that's fucking priceless.
No, but
Uh, if you're watching this later and it showed up in the video, comment down below if you guys saw it, because I have no clue what the fuck that's from. Maybe there's trigger words on Discord and we're triggering them. I don't fucking know.
I think it's a movement because I think I'm like literally like this.
Yeah,
Did
but see, then nothing's coming up now. What the fuck?
it's
I
just
don't
showing my
fucking
exploding of hating being the middle pack. Because hey,
understand.
when you're the sucking team, when you're the worst team, like like the anger is like we suck, but okay, we suck. I expected. Off season comes around, and now you get
Listen,
that one draft pick. You're like, oh, we're gonna change it, and it's exciting
yeah,
again.
yeah. Listen, I haven't seen a suck this bad at sucking since a really bad porno I've watched. So I mean, this is just terrible. Uh, Realistically, Reinsdorf needs to sell this team. He needs to. We need a new owner. we need a new GM, we need new front office, we need new everything. So like I said, hopefully, let's just hope the Bulls make it entertaining. Give me something that makes me want to talk about the Chicago Bulls. That's all I got left to say. Is give me something I want to talk about.
And the thing
And I
of
think later on we're going to talk about is Derrick Rose jersey retirement. I don't know what day is it again. It's like January or
it's
something, isn't it?
January 25th, 125, isn't it? Because it's Chicago and it's New York number.
I believe you're right. Um, I don't know if we'd be able to do it. Uh, Let us know down below if we're able to. If you guys like to see maybe a live stream of us watching it.
That'd be sick if we grow up, if we grow this thing and we can do it. That'd be sick.
Yeah,
But
that'd be that'd be sick.
I just want to go. I had a thought brewing. Oh yeah, my one thing with the Bulls, like if we could just make this team good again, I'd say Chicago sports is fully the feeling of is fully back. We're right there. The Bears are doing well right now. Good enough. Hopefully they can continue that. I'm really hoping they can finish the season. Cubs made the playoffs. The first of all, Cubs make the playoffs. Brewers can hold this L. They can hold
Yeah,
it for mocking. You go
I
get swept. That
I really just want to pull this in. Thank you for mentioning it. At the end of the game, Game 5 against the Cubs, the Brewers hold up to L, and if you don't know, Wrigley Field always puts a W up if the Cubs win or an L if the Cubs lose, for so people on the L could see what the result of the Cubs game was. Milwaukee throws up the L. First of all, wasn't even the fucking correct color. It would have been more if you put up the fucking W in Brewers colors. So first of all, fucking Milwaukee being a dumbass organization once again, and you did all this shit talking. I would have respected you so much more if you won at least one game against LA. If you won one game, you got fucking swept. I don't want to hear shit the rest of the fucking year and going into next season from Brewers fans. Oh, well, we beat the Cubs. It took you 5 fucking games to beat us. We had no fucking pitching.
and y'all were up
We had
2-0,
Shody.
and you were up 2-0.
Yeah, exactly. You were up 2-0. You needed to win one game at Wrigley. You couldn't do it. It took you going back home to win that game. And it also took, if we had Cade Horton pitching one game, we win that fucking series. We have no pitchers, and we took it to 5 games. So Milwaukee, seriously hold this and hold this as well. Fuck Milwaukee. Fuck the Brewers. Go Cubs, go. Fly that fucking W. And I'm gonna take this. Toronto and LA in the World Series. We're just gonna talk about. I just want to say this real quick. It's gonna be a fucking amazing World Series. I think the Dodgers are gonna win, but it is gonna be
That's
so
fair.
fucking awesome.
I
It's
don't
gonna
see
be
them get
awesome.
stopped.
It's gonna be awesome watching Vladimir Daddy Guerrero hit home runs. Watching Shohei Ohtani. You can make fun of me all you want for calling me that. Vladdy the Daddy. Vladimir Guerrero. I wanted you to be a Cub so bad. One of the few non-Cubs jerseys I own, actually, which is very surprising.
I'm gonna say this though, going back to your Vladdy. I don't know if you saw this at all. There was a video of this reporter, and she's trying to talk to him like, "How does it feel?" And she would not stop. So she's like, "Vladdy, how does it feel, Vladdy? Does this make you Vladdy?" And I was like, "Bro, I couldn't keep a straight face watching it."
I mean, it's the funniest thing, and I think another funny moment was real quick, when Vladimir Guerrero's talking to David Ortiz. I think it was when they won the divisional round going into the ALCS. That is one of the funniest fucking moments I've ever seen. But straying away from baseball real quick, this is just an idea we've had, and me and you've talked about it. Kind of just having like a random segment or two. I mean, we have like our designated segments that we talk about Chicago sports, and we have a couple fun segments. Uh, you put it on here. I don't know if you want to ask me or I ask you or we do both, but our the top 5 most influential athletes that played in Chicago or represent Chicago sports.
Top. All right. I mean, you can ask me, and I'm kind of hyped that this is like a list idea because I saw the craziest take I saw so far was G Herbo saying Derrick Rose was ahead of Michael Jordan, most influential Chicago athlete.
That's not a crazy. It's not a crazy take. It is not. And I'm gonna tell you why it's not a crazy take because I saw people shit on him, and I knew you were gonna disagree with this. Yes, Jordan is influential for the game of basketball, made the Chicago Bulls what they are with the 6 titles. We all know that. Derrick Rose represent quite literally the rose that grew from concrete. That is the man that embodies Chicago the most. There was a video going around, I think it was last year, when right when we were about to do Rose Appreciation Night, of him. It was either before or like a couple weeks after, him just walking around Chicago. The man didn't need security. He's just walking around Chicago because he knows he's protected. This man is the heart and embodiment and soul of what Chicago was, and the fact that he got drafted for his hometown, youngest MVP ever. The man deserves to be in the fucking Hall of Fame. And I do agree with what G Herbo said, saying he's more influential for Chicago than Michael Jordan is. Michael Jordan is influential for the game of basketball, and yes, he's influential for Chicago. But Derrick Rose is more influential just because coming from the city of Chicago, hometown kid, youngest MVP ever. If he didn't get hurt, if fucking what's his name's not a fucking idiot and playing him that late in the game, Bulls might have won a fucking NBA title, and it would have been thanks to Derrick Rose. So I think Derrick Rose is definitely more influential in Chicago than Michael Jordan is. Hate me all you want.
I don't hate it. I disagree with it. And I'm gonna give you my list now. I'm gonna give you my list
Okay,
now.
starting from 5 to 1. Let's go.
5 to 1. Number 5, most influential to the sport. And remember, this is just opinion based on me, because like you said, you
Yeah,
watch a lot of football and baseball. I can't say
yeah.
I watch a lot of baseball. It's not gonna be in there for me. But influential. Number 5, I think in that 2016 Cubs series, you have. I have some picks here. How do we feel about Anthony Rizzo, number 5?
I mean, I was. Here's the thing that 2016 team, there's a lot of people you could pick. Anthony Rizzo was the heart and soul for Chicago. I mean, listen, I grew up going to Cubs games. I remember a couple years prior when the Cubs lost 100 games. I was at games a majority of that season, or maybe not a majority, but a couple games that season. And there were a few Cubs players I grew up as a child just loving. Derek Lee, Carlos Zambrano, John Rossi, or John Rossi, John Ross. Uh, Anthony Rizzo was one of those guys. Alfonso Soriano was another one. But Anthony Rizzo was just that guy that was always there, was always. I mean, it's hard not to root for the guy, but Anthony Rizzo at number 5 is a good ranking. I want to see where you go with the rest of this list because, like you said, you don't watch a lot of baseball, so I want to see what other Chicago athletes you put up in this list.
All right. We're gonna continue on. Um, this is a toss up because all right, I'm gonna let you know now. I have 2 NBA players
Okay.
and I have an NFL, so that's 3. I have a baseball, and this one's in the NHL. And how are we? Oh, I'm putting because it was a fight between 2 players. How we
You can
feel
do an
about?
honorable. You can do an honorable mention at the end.
Okay, Patrick Kane, one of the most influential Blackhawks,
Are you putting Kane? Are you putting Kane
and
at
then
4?
4.
God, I don't disagree with you. I have Patrick Kane on my list. I think at 4 is insane though. I think he's got to be higher. I mean, just continue with the list. My brain is not functioning right now.
Okay, number 3, I'm putting. This is where we're gonna get crazy. Derrick Rose, number 3.
I don't
Derrick
hate it.
Rose was MVP, youngest MVP. He grew up in the city. Love that for him, right? But he didn't bring a championship. And for my number 1, you're probably gonna know who. All right, so I'm gonna continue before I finish the Derrick Rose, and I'll come back to later. Number 2, you see him. The fans dress up as him in every Chicago Bears game.
I love it. I love it. I love
Do
it.
I
I
even?
love
I
it.
don't even need to say it. That's number 2, Mike Ditka.
It's that coach. Listen, I'm not gonna make this long because I have my list coming up. But I love that you put. I want to see who you put at 1.
I,
Tell me it's not an argumentative piece or it's not that
it
argumentative.
is. We argued about it earlier. It's Michael Jordan, number 1, the most influential athlete in Chicago's Michael Jordan. Not like, and we could have
I
made it more specific, but he made a lot of people love basketball, and in Chicago too. That brought a lot of the younger generation over. Players like Derrick Rose can play basketball,
Mhm.
looked up to being a guy
Exactly.
like him. He brought the Chicago Bulls to the world. They were the biggest team in the world at one point. Were the biggest.
Yeah.
In respectfully, basketball, if we're talking in a broader sense, basketball isn't the biggest sport in the world. It's not. It is soccer. They have the World Cup. It's just from the viewings and stuff. But at a point, the Chicago Bulls were the biggest team in the world. Why? Because
I,
of Michael Jordan, and that's for the world. For Chicago, his influence is everywhere. By the restaurants, everyone wanted to be like Mike. Even in the city, he brought the fame to Chicago. He gave Chicago a market, which makes influential. And now you can bring any athlete over to Chicago, and they'll be like, "Oh, I want to join the Bulls because Michael Jordan played there and all that." So that is why he's my number one. Derrick Rose, MVP, grew up from the city. For a kid believing in his dream being born here, I'd go Derrick Rose. But if we're talking about what made Chicago better and influenced Chicago in many things, it is Jordan and everything from the jerseys Chicago teams wears to how the people dress up in the
yeah.
streets.
I mean, I'm not gonna disagree with you here. Jordan is one of, if not the most influential Chicago athlete. I'm gonna go a little different with my list, just because you named some players I had. Oh, sorry. Who's your honorable mention that you were debating about
Jonathan
putting on?
Tays. Jonathan
Okay,
Tays.
okay, okay. So then I don't feel bad. So starting off mine, because I'm not gonna put a couple people you named that were in mine. I'm gonna take them off, kind of make a little different since you named Kane and Derrick Rose and Jordan in your top five, and Anthony Rizzo. I'm gonna go a little different. Mine's gonna be kind of old school, but there's some current guys in here. Number five, I'm gonna put Jonathan Tays. You had him as your honorable mention. Listen, Jonathan Tays is the captain. The man is quite literally, he was the Batman for Kane's Robin. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's a dynamic duo. I love Taves. I quite literally, it's, oh, here it is right here. I mean, I have so many fucking Taves jerseys and Kane jerseys, but this is, oh, fuck me, where's the name? It's a newer jersey, but Jonathan Tays, it's backwards, but number 19, the captain, love Tays. I'm gonna put him at my number five spot. Number four. So this is where it's gonna get tough. Number four. I'm gonna put Rodman. I'm gonna put Rodman at number four. I mean, he came in, helped us win the second three-peat. And when you think Chicago, you think outrageousness. You think the worm. You think Dennis Rodman was the and at that era in the NBA was the embodiment of not giving a flying fuck. And I love that. I love just the personality. You're in Chicago, you gotta have a big personality. If you want to make it here, you gotta have the ego, you gotta have that mentality, and you gotta have the creativeness. And Rodman always had that. So that's number four. Number three, I'm gonna put a Cub on this list. Uh, R.I.P. Ryan Sandberg. I mean, Ryan Sandberg is what the Cubs. I mean, there's been very few times in my adult life that I've cried for the death of an athlete. I and remember where I was at that moment when I heard that he died. I was at work watching the Cubs play the Brewers, and I heard that Ryan Sandberg had died. And I mean it's a moment that you're not going to forget. I mean, Ryan Sandberg was the embodiment of the Cubs for a long time, and it hurt me to see that he passed away. I was there when he announced that he beat cancer. I watched his statue ceremony. I heard that he got re-diagnosed, and then just hearing that he passed, it was something that sticks with you. And he was one of the most important Cubs in Cubs history. So Ryan Sandberg got my three spot. Uh, Number two, I'm finally gonna throw a bear in here. This is so hard for me. I mean, there's so many Chicago Bears you could put on this list. I'm gonna save him for something else. I'm gonna say, how do I put this? There's a couple I could put here, but I think I'm gonna put Brian Urlacher. I mean, Brian Urlacher was my generation's leader of the monster of the Midway. I mean, this man is a top 10 linebacker of all time. I don't want to hear an argument about it. Him and Ray Lewis defined the generation of linebackers for that time period in their playing days. So And Brian Urlacher is just a dog. Whether you liked him bald or you liked him with hair,
You
we've all
brought it
seen the
up.
fun.
You brought it
We've
up.
all seen the fucking hair ads. And I mean, if you could get a poster board to go, a billboard to go over for so long that when I'm driving down the expressway, I know where I'm at based off seeing his fucking face with hair on it. So I got to put Brian Urlacher at number two.
Hey,
But
you flew into
at my
Chicago. That's
number
when
one,
you know.
yeah, at my number one spot, I got to put Walter Payton. I got to put Walter Payton, and this is a tough one. But Walter Payton's got to be number one. It's just the man was, from what I've heard, and I've met his son before. I have a picture with his son Jarrett. Just the sweetest man. Funny enough, his name was Sweetness, but the sweetest man of all time was the greatest running back of all time. I don't want to hear any fucking. I'm going to change that statement actually. Not the greatest running back, the greatest athlete or the greatest football player of all time. Yes, Tom Brady's the greatest quarterback of time.
Athlete,
You
no,
got
that's a
greatest
fair
position.
take.
He was the greatest athlete of all time. The man could throw. The man could run. The man could catch. The man could dive from the fucking 4 yard line over fucking seven people into the end zone. And there's highlights of it. The man took hits that you could not even dream about taking in today's NFL. I got to go Sweetness Walter Payton at one. I got two. I hate to do this. I got two honorable mentions. I gotta. It hurts me to do this. I gotta put a White Sox on here. I gotta put Frank Thomas on here, man. I gotta put Frank Thomas on here. I hate the White Sox with a passion, but I respect them as a Chicago guy. I gotta put Frank Thomas on there, and then my actual honorable mention that I wanted to put on here, I gotta put Corey Crawford. I, the man won the man won two Stanley Cups with Chicago. uh was a big reason why I kind of wanted to start playing hockey. I was a big dude, so I was always putting the goal. But Corey Crawford was always fun to watch, even though I had to yell every fucking game at him to stay in the goddamn net. Love Corey Crawford.
This is opinion based. You said Dennis Rodman and over Scottie Pippen.
I'm not putting Scottie Pippen on that. Fuck that. Nope. Listen, I'm tired of hearing and I'm tired of seeing Scottie Pippins, but the fuck off. Yes, you're great. You're in Hall of Famer. You're the reason we won six ring. You're a key reason, not the key reason, but a key part of the reason why we've won six rings. I'll give him his flowers. He's a great player, not a top five influential, in my opinion. Again, my opinion.
Okay, no, it's
Opinions
fair.
are like assholes. Everybody has one.
All right.
But I
So
mean,
I see Scottie
is it?
Pippen's annoying you a little bit. So, while you're on this train, let's finish off with your favorite segment, and you can
Oh,
introduce it. Take it away, David.
my favorite segment. Disappointment of the week. I want to try and get someone to make a fucking intro for this. This is just I want to get a wheel and something to start spinning this motherfucker, and we'll see who it lands on. But right now, I got three candidates for disappointment of the week. Number one, we're gonna go the Bears passing game. This one was kind of thrown together. I mean, look, like we said earlier, the rain was a big key factor into this. Caleb Williams didn't have his best game. 162 yards through the air and an interception. Bears pass game. Let's just put it easy and let it rest. Bears passing game's gotta be better. If they continue to fail us and disappoint us, they might eventually be disappointment of the week, but they're not disappointment of the week. They are in the top three candidates though. Number two, actually, I'll put this at number two. The college football AP top 25. Again, this is something we talked about where how Northwestern's not ranked. If this isn't fixed, if Northwestern beats Nebraska this week, right? It's Nebraska or Wisconsin. It's Nebraska. It's Nebraska. Okay, so if they don't beat Nebraska, if they beat Nebraska this week, they're 6-2, and they don't make the fucking AP top 25. The, See, the college football AP top 25 is going to be back on this fucking disappointment list of the week, and they might actually fucking win it. Sadly, though, drum roll, motherfucking please. The disappointment of the week is Jerry Reinsdorf. And simply put, I am not paying. I want to look this up. I truly do. I hate being on my phone during this podcast, but I want to look up how much it is for CHSN a month. I want to see how much it is because this is fucking ridiculous. I mean, at one point, the Bulls were you had to pay to watch the Bulls in like I think the 70s and 80s and stuff. I'm probably wrong on that. Please let me know in the comments and stuff. So here, you could pay per team or you can pay Pilot, do you want to guess what it is? What each team is per month?
Each, I'm looking right now, 19.99 for one team. Is that
For one
right?
team. So if you want to watch just the Blackhawks, it's $20 a month. But if you want to watch the Blackhawks and the Bulls, I don't know if you saw it, but I want to kind of just break this down because it kind of makes sense. If you choose the Blackhawks only, it's $20 a month. You get a 7-day free trial, which you can cancel anytime. Oh my God, so fantastic. Stream on any Chicago hockey sports network, whatever the fuck it counts for. Live games on CHSN for one team only, depending on what package you pick. And exclusive shows and daily coverage. Oh, that's great. You don't get access to 300 plus live games for all of three teams, which is the Bulls, the Blackhawks, and the Sox. And you don't get 24-hour access to the CHSN TV channels. Same thing goes with the Bulls only package. Again, $20 a month. Not terrible. You might be paying that for what you pay with Netflix. I don't know. Or what your cable bill is, or if you have YouTube TV, whatever the hell. Did you already look at what the annual price is? Don't look at the annual price. I want you to take a guess at what the annual price is per year for all three teams, which comes with everything like we said before,
So
live games on
six,
CHSN for one team,
six,
300 plus live games for all three teams, and access to 24/7 CHSN TV channels. Just take a
six.
stab at what it is per year.
So it's $20 per each team, basically, right?
Yes. So how much do you think it would be a year? Don't look at it if you haven't already.
Ain't no way this is right. No way it's $720.
Is that
Six.
your guess?
That's about 60. Yeah, 60. Like there's three teams. 3 times
Mm,
20, 60.
It's not that much. It's not that much.
Oh, I was gonna.
It is still a ridiculous amount of fucking money. It is $350 a fucking year to watch all three fucking teams. Why would I want to watch? First of all, I want to rip my fucking headset off after reading this goddamn price. I was talking today about, man, you know what? Like, I don't get to watch the Blackhawks and Bulls games unless I'm at work. So like maybe I want to buy it for a month, and I'll just watch it. You're fucking telling me that it is $350 a year, or I'm sorry, or $30 per month for all three teams. That's not bad. I'll give credit where credit is due. $30 a month for the Bulls, Sox to watch the Bulls, Sox, and Hawks. It's $30 a month. Okay, then that kind of doesn't make sense on what their plan is of 350 a year. Either way, I'm not going to pay $350 a year to watch all three fucking teams when two of them and basically three up to this point have fucking sucked. Reinsdorf. What the fuck? Like, and I understand he doesn't own the Blackhawks, but he was in, I'm 99% sure he was in the fucking meeting when they created this stupid fucking thing. What the fuck? And this is just sports in general. How many fucking different streaming services do it? The disappointment of the week might change from fucking Reinsdorf at this point, but it's gonna stay with him. But how many fucking different streaming services do I have to watch games? To watch the fucking NFL, I have to have Sunday Ticket if I want to watch all the games. Thankfully, I don't even really care about the Bears, so it's Fox and CBS. But if they're when they play Philly on Black Friday, gotta have Amazon Prime. Okay, I have that. I gotta have Paramount because that's on CBS. So you gotta watch that. Gotta have YouTube TV if you want NFL Sunday Ticket. Oh, that's another thing. Fucking, you're paying. You gotta have Peacock for the exclusive games on Peacock this year. Fucking fuck off. Now I gotta pay. If I wanted to, I have to pay $350 a fucking year. Reinsdorf, sell the fucking teams. Sell the White Sox. Sell the fucking Bulls. Nobody gives a fuck. Listen. I'm trying not to rant right now because it's so late. So I'm trying not to yell. And I'm trying my hardest. But you haven't done shit with the fucking White Sox. Right now. You're okay with winning 50 fucking games a year, and you consider that a fucking win with both the fucking. First of all, if the Bulls were to win 50 games a year, I'd be fucking happy. They're not going to. They'll be lucky if they win it. You don't know what the fuck you're doing as an owner. Sell the goddamn teams. Go retire. Go be like every other old rich guy I know that wants to have all his money and retire and be fucking happy. Because Chicago fans are getting sick and fucking tired of you. You heard the chants of fire Reinsdorf at Sox games. I think you're pretty sure I've heard it at Bulls games. Sell the fucking teams, get rid of it, get rid of this fucking bullshit network. I mean, this is just impossible. When I have to say that the McCaskies and the Ricketts are the fucking owners with the most common sense in the city of Chicago, what it just Reinsdorf, do fucking something, please. If you're not gonna sell the team, make my fucking headset's all fucked up right now. But if you're not gonna sell the teams, make it competitive. And I'm just gonna end it with that because if I go in much longer, this podcast is gonna be 4 fucking hours long. So that's it for disappointment of the week. I think that's it for the podcast this week, right? Unless we have anything else to talk about.
Nah, not at all, man.
All right, guys. Logging off. Fourth quarter. I don't even know what the fuck else to say, but logging off. Like I said, guys, hit us up on Twitter. Twitters are in the last episode. We're gonna retweet this podcast episode anyway. Go like it. Go share it around. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.
I'm David.
No, I cut you off there. You to finish it off. You're on a roll.
Nah,
You're
no,
on a roll. You're on a
nah,
roll. You're on
there
a
we
roll.
go.
You're on a roll. You're on a roll.
I'm your co-host David. This is my co-host Danny. We thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next week. Later.
Peace out, y'all.